Hello everybody, welcome back to another One Piece Burning Blood video. My name is Silvokiji, and this is the Zone Gaming Go. As you all know, I make character guides for One Piece Burning Blood, trying to use what knowledge I actually have to basically encourage people to use other characters, and also to, for them to actually kind of look at the character rather than just see what someone else is telling them about that character, period. So, we're talking about Smoker 3K here. Smoker 3K is a character I was going to work on for a while, but, things didn't happen the way I was wanting to do, and here we are. So, if you're thinking that Smoker 3K is basically like Smoker Marineford in all regards, you are absolutely incorrect, and you're wrong. That is not true. Most people get these two characters confused, and it takes them a while to kind of realize the differences between the two characters. Like, wait, how come my normal guard break is different? How come I'm slower? Well, there's a lot. Okay, so Smoker 3K is 500 points more than Smoker. We all know this. He is a hockey character now, and he's still a Logia character. So one of the things that makes him difficult to fight against is that before he was able to remove your ability with his Jetta move. I'm gonna say Jetta moves for about 5 seconds. He still has this in his 3K form or variation, but now he has hockey on top of that, which makes him even more difficult to actually go up against for characters that dealt for anyway. Okay, so we're gonna talk about all the main differences, and you're thinking there's like one or two. You are wrong. Okay, for one big difference, we already mentioned the fact that he has hockey now. Another difference is that he's a lot slower. Not really a lot, like a little 10 CP slower. So this is regular Smoker right now, so you can actually see him attacking. And then you have basically this Smoker, well, the 3K Smoker. He's a little bit more slower, but you can kind of see it in his attacks and his auto combos. Like, you see that punch right there from Smoker 2500, and then you see the Smoker 3K. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit. There's a teensy bit of speed differences between the two characters. It's not really a big deal. It's not something that you're going to be like, man, this character's so super slow. But you will notice it if you're in those confrontations where, what do you call them, scrambles, when you're just like pressing buttons and trying to get out of stuff. Okay, another difference between this Smoker, we're going to get into his range attack is completely different. So the other Smoker's range attack is with a Jetta strike, which removes the ability for 5 seconds to for a character. Now this Smoker no longer has that. Instead, he actually uses the backhead or the held of the Jetta and actually hits the opponent. Now, unlike the other variation, this move can actually be used in a auto combo interrupter to make it an actually solid chain. After the second hit, the move itself is okay. Some people will actually do like 1-2 stab. And then they'll do 1-2 stab, and then finish a white blow for big freaking damage on that attack. Okay, so there's something else we can do with that, is that you can actually do since the stab has so much stagger, you can literally go 1-2. This is not ideal because it's just another Smoker, but you can tag at someone pretty easy. So that's a very easy access. It's after A2, so it's like a lot of characters can apply with it, and if it's a unity chain move, then you can do a good combo afterwards if your character is not a one hit, like a combo unity chain basically, because it's a very short interrupters after A2, and it's basically just 2 hits, or 3 hits technically. Okay, so moving on to his next thing here about how we're not going to talk about how good that ranged move is, or not ranged move, never grab is. We're going to move on to his extra range attack. So in his range attack, this is the normal Smoker here. You got 2 hits basically, okay? In your range, you got this hit. Now you got Smoker 3K. So normal range attack, 1, 2, 3. Now the reason that this is a lot better is because it keeps the opponent in a sort of state where it's easier for you to actually hit. Now if you put it like that, that's kind of, they're gonna fall at some point, like, because they're like weirdly on the ground. I'm really up in the air or something like that. So, but if you're doing the third hit, which you can actually switch in between here, you can probably get something easier off of it, simply from the fact that he actually says, okay, let me just stand you right back up. Okay, so moving on here, like when you get into his his range attack in his combo, it's pretty much the same as the other Smoker. It's just a basic punch that you can actually interrupt to something else. And just like the other Smoker, after his range attack, you can interrupt into a special move, or not interrupt, but a kind of chain into it. And if you're wondering, can you actually switch out at any point in time? You absolutely can. 1, 2, you can do that. So just like the other Smoker, you can do the same deal. It's the same thing. You can basically switch in at any one of those 3 parts to mix your opponent up. I do not believe you actually have to hit them. Well, not really hit. I don't think you have to actually. Yeah, you can do it at any time. So it works as a, like, if you're just deciding or if you want to actually go in or not, or you're like, your opponent has to guess if you're going to actually go through with all 3 hits, because. And you can do something right afterwards just to surprise your opponent. So basically your opponent can be stuck in a block stun the entire time, or simply they just, you know, just have to guess really what exactly you're going to actually do this in that whole scenario. Okay, so moving on next to the other differences between the Smoker and Smoker 3K is that this Smoker has an additional move within his unique button. So normally the only move that Smoker has is the double hit punch and then the Jetta attack. But in this case, this Smoker actually has a down unique, which is a anti-air, or you want to call it uppercut. This works really well in terms of combos because I'm just going to do a combo here. I need to bring out Drake. Okay. See if I can do this properly. Oh my goodness, this is... Okay, let me do this. There's no point. But what you can do the... Yeah. You can basically use the down unique to knock your opponent up in the air. And then because they get knocked up so far in the air, you can actually do a switch out and bring in somebody else and do a combo. Like, you can do this with multiple characters that have cross-up tools. Because it's so far, it works. And the thing about this move is that it's extremely fast, which means it can be comboed pretty well with anything you can actually do here. Let me try doing it well. Oh, they won't let you do it with the after the, you know, guard break. Ugh, it's restrictive, but still, you still got it. It's just a really good move. It's fast. It removes your ability for 5 seconds, and of course, if you just want to use the Smoker, you just have Smoker left, you can do a running attack. Come on, so I can do this, and just do a combo like that way. Okay. So moving on here to this next one is the whiteout enhanced. So whiteout is this move right here. Press the button again, bring the opponent close, and you go for a punch. Okay, you look at the damage right there. Now we're going to actually go to the damage of the enhanced version of Smoker 2500. Okay, there's beautiful damage there. Literally, they both have it. But this one has hockey. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a thing. He has hockey applied to the Jutta now, and well, yeah. I mean, I don't get what they would entitle, but I guess this is, you can just consider it a visual effect. But you can enhance it. I also wanted to mention that you can enhance whiteout too, because I did not mention it in any other Smoker guide. When enhanced, it does more damage. Okay, so now for the weird difference that they both have, or that Smoker 3K has, that a lot of people kind of like forget about or not really notice, is the fact that this heavy guard break works a lot differently. So Smoker 2500, our Marine 4, can use this heavy guard break, and most people will try to go for White Blow Rush, which will not work. But Smoker 3K can go for heavy guard break and use White Blow Rush. Yeah. That's a really big thing. It doesn't produce as much stun as the other Smokers does. So he can actually do heavy guard break and then do heavy guard break. Basically, it doesn't apply in this category. There you go. I mean, you can keep on doing it, but I mean, it does no damage. It doesn't produce as much stun. Now, the other Smoker, it'll drop. Big difference, underused. If your opponent is like, you know, in their awakening or something, heavy guard break them 5 times or whatever, how much they did. Well, how many times did they do it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like, yeah. Now, can you heavy guard break them and then go for White Blow Rush? Okay, no, so you have to commit to using the, okay. But you can do heavy guard break, and you can do heavy guard break again, and you can do, well, okay. So it can be something like, you know, let me do it once, move closer, do it again. Okay, now let me go to my awakening. Go to my mode. And get on with my day. Funny thing I should mention too is that because he has that down unique, it also is also really good confirmed for his ultimate. So that's another good thing to note as well. So guys, that's pretty much it for the Smoker 3K guide. That's all the differences between this Smoker and Smoker 2500. Now please understand, despite the fact that Smoker 3K has a lot of stuff, he is a little bit slower. So in terms of like the stuff that Smoker 2500 could deal with in terms of speed differences, you know, Smoker 3K may have a harder time. Smoker 3K is one of those characters that requires you to actually kind of work around his stuff and kind of get in. He's not a character that's supposed to like beat the crap of your opponent, but someone is supposed to pester your opponent into actually like bringing in characters that, you know, your other people can deal with. So Smoker is more like a counter pick in my opinion, and I don't believe at all that he is supposed to actually win games for you because the damage output isn't that good. But if you really want to be like that, I mean, like you can do stuff like, okay, let's bring in Drake. Drake, come here. I always forget what button that is. Okay. I think that move reduces a lot of hits though. Let's just try it again. Do-do-do-do-do. I just want to do a Drake thing. Oh yeah, that's a Drake thing. That was a fun Drake thing. That's a lot of damage, by the way. That's a ton. Drake's is... Oh, that's a lot of damage. Let's do it again. Let's do it from the back this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. God, it just does so much damage. Especially if you've got a Unity chain with it. Jeez, that does a lot of damage. I think Drake does like probably like the most damage in terms of like without ability of technical based characters, you know? I'm thinking about that. With Unity, maybe? I don't know. Could be. Okay, I'm in the video. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy playing One Piece Burning Blood.